Hey, 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 beautiful heart. What's vibin'? Dr. Denae, the awakening doctor, metaphysician, author, master teacher, alchemist, and high priestess, here to do today's energy reading for you guys. All right. We have come through this new moon energy in Gemini. Let me know in the comments, guys. How did it feel for you? Let me know. For me, it was amazing. I was really enjoying that energy. All right. Now remember, we are all on our own timelines on this journey. So keep that in mind. This is a general reading. Not all of it will resonate with you. All of it may. Again, we're all on our own timelines. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We are starting out with the energy of intuition, number 18. This card came out in the pre-shuffle and the meditation as well. Golden Crown, number 14. And number 20, Limitless. Okay. For those of you that, especially right before the full moon, really felt constricted, felt like you're in your 11th hour and that you wanted to give up, didn't want to keep going, things will never change, yada, yada. You know how monkey mind just kind of springs up like a jack-in-the-box out of nowhere. Why does that happen? It always happens in the 11th hour, right before your breakthrough. Before your breakthrough, allow the breakdown. A lot of people stop when that breakdown, there's a buildup to the breakdown. The old programming, the old ways of handling that is when that would come up, the old program, the old thoughts, wanting to give up, blah, 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 all of that. It's because you are so close to your breakthrough. This journey is not an easy journey by any means. It is a beautiful journey. Just because it isn't easy doesn't mean it's not worth it. It is absolutely worth it. You know, you are in this process of remembering who you are, remembering the beauty, the power, the strength, the love that you are. May really taught many of you that through the contrast, that you can trust your intuition. Your intuition will never lead you astray, ever, ever, ever. The only thing that leads you astray is your mind, your intellect, the human intellect, monkey mind. Why? Because monkey mind, altered ego, same thing, human intellect, same thing, were created out of the belief of duality. You are remembering there is no duality. That's the matrix. That's false. You have been getting some spiritual downloads. Your third eye, for many of you, your third eye has gone through another awakening, meaning your third eye was open, but now with these aha moments and what you've released and have decided to move forward with and call into your life, excuse me, it calls for a different level of you. That calls for a different level of sight. You following your intuition even when you wanted to give up is opening doors for you that nothing else could have ever opened. You are stepping into the understanding of the limitless being that you are, and that You create your own reality based on your thoughts and your feelings. You are now opening up to this limitlessness. You guys, don't be fooled. There is a period of time, we realize that, but then there is a period of time that we have to work through, because coming to that realization, having that aha moment that we're limitless and we are creator beings, we create our own life. You want to lose weight, you want more finances, you want love, whatever it is, that you really can talk to your cells and create that. But there's a time that you battle that intellectually, and that's where a lot of people stay stuck, is in the intellect, because the matrix teaches you to trust your intellect. Guys, that's a counterfeit. That is the absolute counterfeit. Trusting your heart, your intuition, it will never lead you astray. You guys have heard me talk about this card before, about opening the heart. When you have your heart chakra opening, it can be scary. It can be very intense. It can be very emotionally painful. Why? Because you're breaking down that false construct, the false cage that you've put around your heart. And as that opens, your intuition, you're coming from that space more. You're learning how to, one, love yourself and love others and be accepting and allow healing to come forth. You learn another level of trust. Then we have Universe, number 11. I know we had this card, I believe, last week too. Metatron, wholeness, commune with all life, micro and macro organism. This is talking about learning the universal laws and working with them. That is, it's already in your DNA. You're already encoded with it. Essentially, it's like you've forgotten. They haven't gone away. You didn't lose it. You just covered it over. So think of your spiritual knowledge and tools and the universal laws as like a bunch of gifts on Christmas morning that you got. You got so many of them that over the coming weeks and months, maybe you found one or two that were your favorite, but the other 10, let's say, you put in a toy box or a shelf and you forgot about them. That's what this is. This awakening journey is awakening back to the realization that you have all the tools that you need. You are clearing your consciousness, your human consciousness of duality. You are opening back up to the universal consciousness, Christ consciousness, the purity of who you really are. Number 1. You are pure, open spiritual eyes. The matrix religion and all of those things are going to tell you that you're not pure, that you came into this world a sinner and that you're dirty and you need to do all these different things to be able for somebody outside of you to say, oh yes, you are good enough, you are pure enough. Those are the falsities that you are dropping. So for those of you that know that, but maybe there's still some there is some subconscious dialogue still coming out that there's something wrong with you. You're not pure, all of those different things. Those are matrix thoughts. They're rooted in doubt and fear. They're rooted in judgment, guilt, condemnation, blame and shame. Oh, and gossip too. Okay. That is way too many. Okay, guess I'm going to take them. We have 56, vulnerability. How many of you are feeling pretty vulnerable or like a raw nerve? Let me know in the comments. You know, 56 turns into 11, which we know is a master number. Yes, it is also a twin flame number. One thing we learned in the Matrix is that vulnerability hurts. There is conscious vulnerability, which is really allowing your truth to be known. And it comes from a place of knowing. It's a grounded place. This card isn't about like the Matrix vulnerability that scares you, wants you to shut down, doesn't want you speaking your truth. You are transmuting that energy. That's what a lot of last week, a lot of the stuff you were facing dealt with. Number 45, Starseed Elemental, absolutely. And you are a Starseed Elemental. For some of you that know about the elemental beings and already working with the elemental beings, this is calling you to go deeper. There is some more information for you to uncover that is going to help you transmute some of this denser energy you have. And this denser energy are thoughts and feelings about your body. The elementals can help you clear that out. Number 28, this turns into a 10, gracious receptivity. For those of you that have come into balance with both your masculine and feminine energy, you've been working diligently to transmute that that matrix. The matrix concept of masculine and feminine energy. Gracious receptivity is about the divine feminine energy. The divine feminine energy is your emotional body. It is your heart. It is receptive. It is magnetic. The masculine energy is electronic. It is the giver and the doer. The divine feminine receives. You have come through some very uncomfortable emotions and situations that have really helped push you into your divine feminine energy. As uncomfortable as it may be, you are becoming more comfortable in that. You are really coming into your freedom. When I'm looking at this card, freedom, somebody watching, this card of freedom is huge for you. You have been battling with something mentally, emotionally, and physically for many, many years. For some of you, it feels like lifetimes. It's just been a repeating pattern. Through this vulnerability that you just went through, this radical acceptance of all of you and allowing yourself to follow your intuition, to follow the divine guidance, lean into your feminine energy. You had an aha moment that literally rocked your world in the most positive way. If we want to say it with the tarot, your tower moment that you were dreading, you now realize it was so divine and so needed. And it literally, in an instant, when you had this aha moment, this fell off of you. You physically felt it come off. I want to say props to you because the energy around this felt like it, like I said, it was a long battle. If you have, and this goes for anybody, if any of you have this dialogue, conscious or unconscious, going on that, oh, this is too good to be true, or this isn't going to last, whatever's coming in, if you're feeling that way, be careful, be careful. Those are the thoughts you want to arrest and switch them quickly. Because your thoughts, you have a thought first, then a feeling will come up and match it. Your thoughts and your feelings create your reality. Conclusions are within reach. For some of you, you may not be at that aha moment yet. For those of you that are there, this still kind of resonates, but you're like, yeah, I'm waiting. When's it going to happen? This is in your immediate future. For some of us, this has already happened. But this level up, this grade that you're completing, whatever it is for you, has been very significant. Have faith in your dreams. Don't stop dreaming. Not now. Not ever. Have faith in your dreams. You create your reality. You create your reality by what you think and feel. So what you feel, you will make real. What you put your attention on grows. So for those of you still struggling with some energy and thoughts regarding lack, however it is in your life, be very mindful of those. Find some affirmations, positive, that are the opposite of the lack, and really start feeling into that, saying those. Why do we need to repeat affirmations over and over? Because over and over you've been repeating the damaging dialogue. So your cells are always listening and recording everything. Got to be repetitious in this. You got to gain this momentum. And before you know it, this will be your new reality. Fall in love with yourself first. Absolutely. You prove this in your own life every day. Your cells are listening. What are you saying? Quick story. I used to work with a lady who was afraid of literally almost everything. I kid you not. It was really baffling at first. And this was many years ago. She was afraid to drive on the freeway. She was afraid of water. She was afraid of flying. She was afraid of everything. And she loved to always talk about all the negative, everything that could go wrong, and then all the excuses of why it couldn't go right. And no matter what you tried to tell her, if it was positive, she'd have an excuse. So even way back then, I didn't deal with that energy very well. And I'm very upfront. So she would come around and try to get in, oh, blah, 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 blah. And it'd be like, you know what? The rest of other people would try to tell her, well, how about seeing it this way? Or why don't you try this? I'm like, I'm not even going to waste my energy. And I didn't mean it rudely, but she's not listening to anybody. She doesn't want to listen. She's really, and given her home life and how she grew up and all of this, yes, absolutely, that is a factor. But when you're, of an adult age, you have to take responsibility. A lot of us have been through a lot of stuff in our past. But you get that choice in every moment to keep reliving it or to release it, learn from it, and make your life different. I didn't have the greatest upbringing. But I chose not to be the victim of that. And I understand some people, this is more their comfort zone. But what I'm saying is, my approach to her was very different. She would go on and say, well, if I do this, like taking a really good thing, and then saying all the negative that can happen, I finally would just look at her and say, yeah, you know what? You're probably right. I bet you that is what's going to happen to you. Because your words, you're speaking it out, you're feeling into it, you're going to make that a reality. And she'd get really mad. But every single time, 100% of the time, it came to pass. What she feared the most happened. 100% of the time. 100%. Now, I worked with her 2007 through like 2010, 11, somewhere around there. Recently, heard about her this year. Her life is still the same. It's actually worse. But again, it's the same dialogue. Absolutely doesn't want to change. Why do I say all this? Hell, I don't know why I'm going on about this, but somebody needs to hear this. If there is somebody in your life who is like that and it affects your energy, you have to decide. Are you going to allow other people's choices to steal from your energy? Are you going to stand in your power, in your energy, and protect yourself? Because here's the thing, you are only responsible for yourself. Now, I say that, many of us have kids, all of those things. If you have adult children, when children reach an age of responsibility and adulthood, in the spirit realm, that age is 25. At that point, parents, you don't have influence over them anymore with your words and your actions and the things you want them to do. It's at 25 in the spirit realm, each one of us now becomes self-responsible for our thinking, our being, and the different things in life. So, for those of you that have somebody like that in your environment or in your life, not everybody wants to change. And we have to honor everybody where they're at. And even though in the situation or in the story with this person, she didn't appreciate what I had to say, but she couldn't deny that it wasn't truth. She didn't appreciate it, but yet she was literally proving the universal laws every time she opened her mouth. She definitely could have been the poster child for Murphy's Law. So guys, really watch your words. That is the topic today that I'm teaching in class. But for the rest of you, be mindful of your words. Your thoughts, your feelings, your words, they are creating your experiences. The power of life and death is really in the tongue. So with that, I'm going to leave it here. I went way over. Hopefully you got something out of it, and especially if you're still here. Drop me in a comment. Just say, hey, not today. All right? Not today. You're not going to let somebody else's shitty energy affect you. You are responsible for your energy. As you fall in love with yourself, you do this work for yourself, you change your vibration, it goes out and other people will be able to feel it. You become a light. You become a source of hope for others. All right, guys, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.